Have you ever wanted to guest on a podcast like this one that you're listening to right now? Well, you can. You can definitely do this by visiting a website called Podmatch, where you can sign up and be available for all different types of podcasts that you can guest on. Or you can even search for a podcast and say, I want to guest on your podcast. I think we'd be a good match. So if you want to do this, you can go to our unique link, which is joinpodmatch.com/reality, and you can sign up and do exactly that. And you can find us and you can guest on our podcast. So again, that unique link is www.joinpodmatch.com. That's joinpodmatch.com/reality, REALITEA, and you can be a guest on our podcast. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and guys, right off the top, I'm going to apologize for the absolute poor quality of the Last Resort episode. I did do my best. I did redo certain parts that you definitely would not have been able to hear. But that will be the only time that you have to deal with that. We're back to normal. So we're going to be talking Bachelorette this episode, the men tell all. The reason I watch this show, let's be very real. I love the drama. So before we get into that, we're going to do some hot goss that is definitely Bachelorette related. So we have season 9 of Bachelor in Paradise coming sometime in the fall. I don't know when, but sometime in the fall. It's what they are telling us. I wasn't sure if we were going to get a BIP, but we are, as we see in the mental hall. That is pretty much confirmed. So yeah, it's coming. The only person, again, as we saw, was confirmed on the mental hall that the only person that is confirmed being there is Brayden and whoever the hell he was kissing. I don't remember her name, but I remember her face, but I don't remember her name. So those are only two people who have been confirmed to be on the show. So the only other thing that I was going to talk about that I, for some reason, no longer have sitting on my phone is this rumor about Johnny Bananas. Now, there might be some people who don't know who this is. I don't watch the challenge anymore. I used to watch the challenge pretty religiously, honestly, but I don't anymore. But Johnny Bananas, he has been a staple on the challenge for years. And apparently there is a rumor that Johnny Bananas was going to be on The Bachelor in Paradise. I'm very confused. Why is this happening? But at the same time, apparently it was not only him, but shoot, the other person's name, who again is also pretty much a staple on the challenge, but I cannot remember his name. And I don't really have time to go look again. I don't know where it went, that screenshot. But anyway, it'd be the two of them potentially coming on the season, but they were supposed to be coming on last season's Bachelor in Paradise, but couldn't because of the challenge recording schedule or whatever, so he couldn't go. And this other person whose name has completely left me, he couldn't go either, obviously, because they were going to be on the challenge. But is there a potential that Johnny Bananas might show up one day on the beach? I don't know. Um, for those who have watched the challenge or know who Johnny Bananas is or don't, whatever, what I will say is that is a show I'm willing to watch because Johnny Bananas, there's a reason why he's called Johnny Bananas. He's literally bananas, but he's so entertaining. CT, that's the other guy. CT is the other guy. And CT, he's also pretty entertaining. He if I remember correctly, he was a little trouble, but he's also very entertaining to watch. So I would definitely watch this if he were to show up one day. But that's basically it for the hot goss this episode. And we're going to jump in to the reason that we are here. Bachelorette Season 20, Episode 8, The Men Tell All. Okay, so before we even start the recap, guess who's with us again?
Me!
Yay!
It's me, April, y'all. Back at it again.
Okay, so the guys that are here, we don't have, I don't think, everybody, but we have Spencer. Why? He only said one word.
I don't remember him. Give me the visual.
Spencer was the weird guy who wanted her to kick him in the nuts.
Ah,
Yeah, him.
right. Didn't
Okay.
he got eliminated the first night?
Second night.
Second, same thing.
I'm surprised he made it past the first night. Anyway,
Wow.
we have Adrian. Sure, remember him.
Mhm.
Who the fuck is Peter?
No idea.
We get a little bit of answers about Peter
Yes,
later on, but I'm like, who's Peter?
yeah.
We have I can't even read my handwriting. I don't know who the hell I said here. But anyways, John. That's it. It's John. Then we have James, Caleb, Cowboy Caleb.
Sounds like we're naming like these are like biblical names now. John, James, Caleb.
John Henry, don't know who he is either. Michael, Aaron, who I've been calling firefighter. So we have him. Braden, Xavier, Tanner, and Sean, aka Butchin. So Lord. So I wrote down Spencer is still odd. So nothing more to say about him. That's the only time he talks through the whole thing. So Sean starts in on Braden, kind of right off the bat. This is the Braden show. And Braden is being told he's manipulative. Do we think he's manipulative? Yes, I do. I don't know about you. We haven't talked about him much. Braden says, but you were afraid to have like her meet your family. Yet I'm the one that's manipulative because there was a mention of him like, I don't know if I want her to meet my family and this and that and bullshit. Sean says that your doubts were about her, not about whether or not you like wanted her to meet your family. It was literally about her. Now, I don't know because the thing is that I'm on the fence with him. I don't like him. I don't think he's in this for the right reasons.
Wait,
But
you're on the fence about Braden?
about whether or not Braden was manipulating her or he wasn't in it with her or whatever. Because a lot of the arguments that like Aaron had or Adrian had was, except for the classless comment, was everything he already told her. Am I wrong? Like, am I losing it?
Um, I think the way that he told her was different than how he relayed that information to the guys. So I think that's where the problem lies. His delivery to her was totally different, but he was speaking more, I think, raw and real and from an emotional place when talking to the guys. With her, he presented it with a little bow on it, if you know what I mean. But he did
Fair.
he did give her similar information, but not exact verbatim. So it came off a little bit harsher to the guys. And then to her, she felt blindsided because she was like, well, that's not really what he said to me, or he didn't say that to me at all. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
on the fence with him too. I I I don't believe he's on the show for the right reasons.
No.
I don't believe he was into her. That's just my opinion. I
Mm-mm.
don't
Nope.
think he liked her. Even watching them kiss, I was like, wow, he's really trying here.
Yeah.
He was not into her. He was there for clout. I do, however, feel like he was real. He's young,
Yeah.
he's immature, and he's stupid, and he has word vomit all the time. And it came out how it came out, but that's how he felt. So if he ever backtracked, that's really how he felt. So when he's calling all the other guys fake and this and that, I believe he believes he's really coming from a genuine place of concern. Like, how am I supposed to fall in love with this girl in such and such amount of weeks and propose to her? Are you guys being for real right now? Like, is everybody on the same page with that? Nobody finds this crazy. Nobody finds this odd. But then to that end, it's like, why are you on the show? Because that's the premise of the show.
Exactly. The show has been around for 20 plus years. Like
Probably
Bachelor,
his entire lifespan. Let's be for real.
that's true. Oh
Right?
God.
Pause. Like,
Wait a
think about
minute.
it. He's like, what? Isn't he like 24? Like, he's a baby.
He's 24.
He's a baby. So you could
That
see his
hurt.
maturity, like, throughout the show, like, very lacking. Like, he's a kid. He was talking like a kid, and I don't fault him for it. I think he was being real and authentic, but I don't think he was real and authentic with his intentions on coming on the show and pursuing her in particular.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's continue with the let's bash Brayden fest. So Michael then says, like, because Brayden says, I left, like, because I knew I couldn't get there, I left. Correction, Charity told you to leave. So there's a
Right.
little bit of a difference here.
Yeah. Huge difference.
Um, but Michael says, okay, you left, but then you came back. So what more did you have to say if you're like, oh, this is it? Like, I know I don't want to be here. And Brayden, he basically said that he came back because there were still things he needed to say. What did you
What did
say?
he say?
What did he say?
Because I'm thinking back, I'm like, what did he say? He didn't say shit about shit.
You go there, you stare at John kissing her, and you make a comment about that actually later on. And it's like, what did you say?
Yeah, he
Because I
said nothing
don't,
significant, nothing. I think what he was hoping for was Charity to be like, "Oh, come back and join the competition. I missed you." Like, because
mm,
what we can see, she was all into him. She was crazy about him. I saw that on her end,
from
and
moment one.
from moment one, and he knows that. So he thought he could pull a fast one and be like, "Oh, I'm leaving. No, I'm coming back," and she'd be all good with it.
And
So
that's not what happened. She
that,
held her own.
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, like that is your problem. Like, it's not my problem that you're acting like an idiot. It's you.
Exactly. Did he even apologize for anything when he came back? Like, what was the conversation? I don't even remember it.
It was
I don't remember
useless.
I don't remember any takeaways from that. It was,
He he came for drama.
yeah.
I feel like even that could have been producer driven, but
Maybe.
anyways,
Yeah.
possibly. You never know.
Yeah.
Um, so
Hold on. Wasn't it funny to find out that when him and, is it Aaron, the other tall black guy?
oh, Aaron B, yeah.
Yeah, that got into it. And Aaron was like, push the gas, man. And it turns out nobody was driving. Nobody was there. I'm sorry, but that revelation floored me. I was like, what?
Mm.
So he was talking to nobody?
The thing that I like about Brayden is that he is the kind of person that's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Yes.
I'm
And that's what a lot of people aren't seeing. They just see him as just completely problematic. And I don't. He's being real. He's being his age. He's a 24-year-old boy still. He's not a
He's
man
not
yet.
a man yet.
Not a man yet. And you can see it in the way that he carries himself, he behaves, his identity. It's just the
He's
scarf and the
he's
dangly.
still exploring his
Yes,
style.
yes, he is. Like he just started these earrings a year ago, sir. Like, come on, this is you're still exploring, like you said. Like this is, it's growing pains, okay? He's learning, he's growing, he's testing the waters, he's unfiltered, he doesn't have that awareness. Yeah, he just doesn't, he's just young. So
Yeah.
I don't fault him for a lot of it, actually. I just think he's being his age.
I
And I
think
was surprised that she showed so much interest in him because of all of that. I saw a lot of immaturity and not a lot of compatibility.
and
So
she's past that in life. Like I don't know why
yeah,
she would
she
want to put up with
entertained
him.
that. Yeah, she entertained it a lot. And I was like, huh, interesting. Because then when she showed interest in somebody like Dottie or whatever, then I'm like, okay, so you like Brayden over here, and then you also hold Dottie to a high regard. So like, how do they, because as much as you don't want to compare the guys, you're going to compare the guys.
Yes.
They're extremely different. So
Even
like, what
Joey.
is it? Yeah, I don't know. It was really confusing in some
Yeah,
of the
I
aspects
I
there.
think she was infatuated with how he looks because she thinks he's a good-looking man. That's
Right.
it.
And
It's
maybe
all
his youthful
surface.
energy, right? Maybe like
Maybe.
just wanting to be like spontaneous and just that high energy that he had and thirst for life and whatever the hell. It's just naivete in my opinion, but whatever.
Mm. Hmm.
Just
Yeah, I agree. Like I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him later on as we find out he's on BIP, which I did
right.
mention hot
Where he
goss.
belongs. Where he belongs. This is his kind of show.
Yes. He can
Yes, this
fuck
makes more
around and
sense.
find out
This is why he came on the show. So he
to be
can
on BIP.
transfer to VIP where he
Yep.
really belongs. Let's be for real.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, it's obvious.
So John says that you came at a crucial time during my time with her. And Braden says, I don't I don't really care that I it's like, damn. And he's like, I waited for you to wipe her makeup off your face.
Ooh.
What?
Yep.
That was completely unnecessary.
Right.
Um, so firefighter, Aaron, we don't call him Aaron, he's firefighter. And he says he has emotions. He's talking about Braden. So why couldn't he express that? I I hear that, but I think the problem is that the guys already felt like he isn't authentic to begin with. So why does he need to express anything? He didn't want to be with her, so what the hell does he need to express?
Exactly.
So I get it. Um Xavier says like he was gone, so like why did you come back? Basically, he's saying the same thing as everybody else is.
Yeah.
Xavier doesn't have a fucking leg to stand on. But anyways,
Yeah.
um,
We'll rip him to shreds later on
oh, we
because of
will rip him.
this. Yes.
I ripped him last week as well.
Oh.
Anyway, so now Adrian, he's now gonna come in and rip into Brayden now because why not? And he says for him, the thing that changed about Brayden for him was the group date where they were talking about the longest kiss situation. So the one that Brayden was even on,
Right.
he just heard about it after the fact. Um, and Xavier says, but Brayden, it's a competition. Xavier, I think, was actually on state, and he said if I could have won the competition, it would have been me, you know. And this is true. This was the argument was this is a competition that they're playing in the moment. Whoever wins gets to have the longest kiss and get solo time with her or whatever. And that obviously was Joey. And Brayden's missing the point here. Again, this show isn't new.
Right.
If you don't want to witness this or have to, you can even witness this, experience this or hear about this after the fact, or you have a problem with this, this wasn't the show for you. Like, I
Right.
don't,
Has he ever said that he's never watched the show? Because I feel like a few people on there be like, I've never seen the show. I've never watched the show. Do you believe those people that they've never watched the show, but they somehow audition or you know, upload their picture? How do they apply? They apply for the show. Like how? Like
I'm
do you,
not
this
sure
is
how
a
the,
pilot show? Like you don't fucking do your research. Like, come on, we're the I was gonna say the generation of Googling shit. Okay,
it's true.
we're on the social medias and we're looking shit up. So it's really hard for me to believe that these 20-odd-year-old people have no idea. Even if you've never sat and watched a full season in its entirety, you're gonna tell me you've never seen anything about the show anywhere. It's a pretty big show.
That's the thing is like, you don't have to watch the show to know the
Know what
premise
it's
of the
about.
show.
Exactly.
This show has been around since what, 2002,
Since Brayden was in diapers, yes.
basically.
Right.
So I don't understand when people say, "Oh, I don't watch the show, so I don't know anything about the show."
That somebody must have told, like your mama must have told you, like I was there when Trista and what's his face were together. Like, come on, somebody must have told you. Your aunt
Exactly.
and uncle, like I don't buy into when people say, "Oh, I've never seen the show. I have no idea what it's about." Because then you come on the show and you play yourself because you complain about all the things that make the show. So
That's true.
I don't understand how those two things go together.
I don't
Anyway,
either.
again, that just supports my finding that he did not come on the show with the right intentions. He
Mm-mm.
came on there as a prerequisite to get on BIP, which he knows all about.
Well,
That's
that's what's kind of happening now on like the Love is Blind sector of things. If
Mhm.
you don't find your match, well, maybe you can end up on Perfect Match. Like that's what's it like these reality shows are becoming. If you can't make it here, let's make it here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. You cracked the code.
oh yeah, definitely did.
Yeah. And that's what they do too. So they become really problematic on the show so they can off themselves early. Do you get what I mean? They can raise all the red flags in Charity's mind or whoever the lead is and then
Yep,
get kicked off so they don't make it far enough, but they make it just
just
enough
far enough.
memorable.
Hmm.
And then we'll be like, oh, I remember him. He was really problematic. Let's see him on BIP. He's gonna be fun or whatever, right? I see what they're doing.
The villain is always on BIP.
Always. The most controversy, the most everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 9 times out of 10, you end up liking them just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Looking forward to liking Brayden. Let's see. Let's
let's see. Brayden says that the level of realness between him and these other guys is just different. So he's saying that maybe some of these guys are fake, even though he's not actually saying the word fake. And he then starts talking about the fact that Adrian just won't cuss.
Right.
What the fuck conversation was this? I'm like, sir, you're on a television show. Maybe he just doesn't want to be censored because
Exactly.
that's what's going to happen anyways.
I think that's very reasonable to believe that you can't cuss on national TV and a live show at that, right? Like,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I mean, you can't because he did and it was censored.
exactly.
And this isn't live. But, you know, if it is live, people have sworn and it gets censored.
Yeah.
Maybe, but sometimes it gets missed, right? With live television. So, you know, I can understand why he's taking the route of I'm just not going to cuss so that I don't have to have someone censor me. Like, again, it just shows his level of maturity. So, this whole classless situation, Brayden says that he didn't call her classless. And the guys, the audience, hell, even I was saying, but you did.
Okay, because I thought he did too. And the producers couldn't pull up a clip of anything. I remember, I
I
could have sworn,
remember.
I remember he said that he thinks it's a little classless. And I was like, really? He didn't? Like, they can't find the clip? That's convenient.
Here's what I'm going to say. So, we'll say from one thing. Either he said that the date was classless, Or he says she was classless. But if you go the route of he says she was classless, the producers are going to conveniently not find that footage because they don't want the world to hate him and he's about to be on VIP. I think that's the problem. This is someone that they want to really showcases on the show because he is bringing in so much hype. But at the same time, it's like the rest, I could go back in my notes and find it. I'm guaranteed this man called her classless.
Pretty sure I saw that as well. So that was interesting. That's
Yeah,
very hmm,
it was weird. It was very
yeah.
weird. Xavier kind of, oh, no, not Xavier, sorry, Tanner says that you were getting validation every week, yet you still had doubts. Like it was, he said it's frustrating because for Tanner, he didn't have the same situation. Um,
So cute. He's a little cutie.
he is cute.
But the personality is lacking, sir. So maybe that's why you were overlooked. You're a
Yeah,
little bit dry. You're a little bit
yeah,
bland. You're giving Wonder
yeah.
Bread, giving. mm,
That is it. It is that because I'm trying to figure like there's something that yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, he just basically there's not really much more to talk about here. And except, Brayden says to Sean, now that I left, you had a shot with her. No, no, he didn't. No, no, he didn't. That guy, okay, we'll get to Sean later, but he's a weirdo to me. He's so weird. Um, anyway, that's pretty much it, I think, about Brayden. I think we're done with him. There's not much more to talk about with him. I hope. Because it's so much Brayden. Okay, so we're talking about this whole situation with Sean when he won the date, the Ken and Barbie thing. And
Right. That's butt chin guy?
yeah, Butchin guy.
Okay.
And James basically says like it was irritating because you had this extra time with her and you basically parked yourself in such a place where you knew that you could say to her, can I talk to you? Can I steal you and talk to you when you had time? They were the first person. And he said like that was irritating to him. Um, And then firefighter says, listen, I wasn't irritated by the fact that you wanted more time with her. I was irritated because you came in singing your stupid song and you weren't reading the room.
Yeah.
And which is true. It was just not the time
There
nor
was
place.
crickets. Like it was so embarrassing.
Like read the room, my dude. So um basically Sean says that, I thought I was coming in trying to give good vibes, and clearly I wasn't giving good vibes. And it's like, you want extra time with her with this stupid song that you wrote.
Right.
And it, the men don't want to hear that. They just want to have time with her and not hear your song.
Exactly.
So Caleb at this time asked the question that I think all the viewers were asking. Who the fuck is Peter?
Real. I didn't know.
I didn't know who he was either. And he basically, yeah, he was at home on the first night. So Peter tells us that after the season had wrapped, they did like a Zoom call meeting or something, and all the guys put FP as their name on Zoom. And I think
Disgusting.
they were also doing it on Instagram, and it's basically stood for fuck Peter. Brayden was the only person who told him what it meant. So again, that goes to show that maybe Brandon's just a tiny bit better than the rest of these guys. Just a tiny bit. Um, and this ended up online. So I guess maybe someone did like a screen grab of the Zoom or something and put FP. Like you kind of saw Sean did it. Um, Aaron did it. Like what the hell? And Xavier says, listen, it shouldn't have happened. And, you know, it was It was not okay. It was an inside joke, but it shouldn't have happened. Um, so Jesse does put like a screenshot or whatever of the Sean Instagram one where you do see it is up in the corner. It's very little FP. So firefighter says, because you are a bitch. And you're like, what? So, or it was Caleb, I don't know. One of them said it. And then John says he asked, like the first thing that he asked on the first night was, who do you think is here for the right reasons? That's a very odd question to be asking the first night. Like, we don't know you.
Right.
Like, we don't know anybody yet. So Xavier is the only one who apologizes here. And in the
He just
next,
made his ass because he knows you're gonna rip him.
he knows he's worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the next after the commercial, Brayden is going to be in the hot seat again. So the actual hot seat this time. Okay, so we find out because they do like a little recap here of Brayden and his journey. And he's like, I'm here. She wants to reach out. Okay, so she never reached out. Spoiler alert. Um, and he says, it's hard to see those feelings that she had for him. Um, but his reservation was proposing. That was where his issue was. He didn't care about taking anyone's time, as we've mentioned earlier. He only cared about himself. I think that's kind of the case for a lot of these people, honestly. Brayden says he was going to beat people up. I guess Aaron, he probably was going to beat Aaron up. And he says that this is what you mentioned earlier, there's a driver in the seat. So that was mentioned here. And then we kind of just start talking about his style, and he brought Jesse clip-on earrings, and he
Were you
put them
earrings?
on. I said you need to remove the clip-on earrings because this just didn't look good. Didn't
I
didn't
not.
look good.
I was not feeling it.
Mm-mm. So, um,
But what do we know? we're yeah.
yeah. And then they show a clip here of him on VIP. Um, I don't remember that girl's name. Do you remember her name?
I don't remember. Is it Katie? Is it another Katie? Anyway, isn't she
Doesn't ring a bell.
from previous season with Zach?
Yeah, I think she's on a previous season. I just don't know which previous season.
She looks, yeah, very familiar.
Yeah, she looks familiar. Just don't
Yeah,
know who she is.
yeah.
But she likes his earrings, and she says that he has depth.
Lord.
What depth does this man have?
I guess we'll see because
Maybe.
we certainly didn't see it on Charity season.
And she says that he's a golden retriever. Okay, moving on.
Okay, moving right along.
So now, the moment we've been waiting for, Xavier is
Drum
now on the
roll.
hot seat. Um, so he says that it's tough to watch back the whole situation.
Can we say, first of all, his appearance? He looked like he ain't got no sleep. Did you see his eyes? He had like puffy eyes, like he was bawling, nervous as hell. He is so scared to open his mouth. Like
He
he's gonna
always
shit
looks
his
like
pants.
that
Yeah, I
to
guess so.
me.
The bags under his eyes were very telling. One was puffier than the other, and I was like, oh boy, he's had a night. Shitting bricks over this.
I mean, this man basically admitted that he was screwing around for 5 days in a row while he was on vacation with his boys.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah. Um, so he says that the conversation didn't go as he wanted it to.
Dirt.
What are you talking about, sir? Um, he says that he told her that he loved her because he felt like she needed to know.
Hmm. We could have done without that.
Why does she need to know?
She
Um,
knows everything she needs to know now.
which
So
is
just unnecessary information at the
use
end.
a dog, sir.
Yeah. And
That's
you
all
know
she needs to
what?
know.
I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Hmm.
Maybe I did. but I never liked his ass.
No, I
From
didn't
day
like him.
one, he
No,
gave me fuckboy energy.
no, I
And
didn't like him.
the moment that she said this very early on with him, that he reminds her of
Of
her
past
ex.
relationships. Past
And
relationships.
yeah, past relationship. And I thought, well, that's enough, bitch. Cut him off. Why are you still carrying this? What are you hoping to find? If he reminds you of your past that you're trying to get away from, why are you entertaining this man? Not only that, he just gave me fuckboy energy. He never gave me, just because you knit, sir, I'm not falling for that knitting shit. Okay? Just because you knit, don't mean you're a good person or you're sensitive or you're a good guy. Because we now found out that you're a knitting dog. So like I'm just confused.
Damn.
No, but like for real, like he that
It's true.
was that narrative supposed to save him or show him in
I
a
think
more,
so. I think so. I think
no,
that was the whole purpose.
I mean, come on.
The thing for me is
Knit
when she
yourself alone.
first when she first said that he reminded her of her past, I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, what is it about him that's making you think like that? Right?
right.
But maybe this is more in your head. But then when this happened and he said, okay, I cheated, I'm like, and that's why you felt it. And that's why you need to trust your gut. And that was the thing I said too, is that you do need to trust your gut.
I
And
think
yeah,
she should have let him go a long time ago because I feel like he's been telling her this, not the cheating part, but he's been telling her that he was not ready from jump. And she
yeah,
kept, and I didn't fucking understand it. He straight up told her, he's like, he doesn't know if he's going to be willing to propose at the end. He doesn't know if he can be committed. And she gave him a rose and kept him going. And
she
I was like,
literally felt all this. And then when she went on the hometown dates and his family saying, oh, he's been looking for his wife
for
for a
forever.
long time or whatever. And she took that and she ran with it. And me, I'm like, that's
Disregarding
all
everything
bullshit.
I'm telling you exactly.
Like,
His mom was full of shit for that. I'm just saying.
it wasn't his mom, it was his sister.
Oh, it was.
His sister said that.
Oh, I thought it was moms who said that.
Maybe she said something around those lines, but that particular line was said by his sister.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Mm,
I mean, I feel like every man to some degree is looking or will someday look for the one. But every man goes through their fuckboy stage and he's still in his. So
I think so. I thought it was really because he's just, a science boy, like a scientist, and he's really analytical and he overanalyzes everything. I thought it was more of that. But then when he literally told her those words early on, at least 3 weeks ago, that yeah, I don't know if I can propose at the end of this. And she was even when she was talking to the camera or to us, she was like, then what are you doing here? Kind of thing. But then you presented him with a rose. So I confused.
yeah, me too.
Like it just wasn't, I don't know.
Like I don't understand why she kept him. You
Yeah.
sent Aaron home. I'm not saying Aaron was any better, but you sent Aaron home and you kept Xavier.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't get it.
I didn't get it. He said that it was difficult for him to move on afterwards.
Sir.
Why? I don't buy you. I don't buy you.
No.
He said he went into therapy.
Sir.
This gives me big pred level vibes. Because it's the
Oh
same
Lord.
thing he said. I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. And it's like, therapy isn't going to help what's already broken. Like, it's
Right.
just shattered and it's on the floor. Now, that's
Right.
for different reasons, but like, that's the vibe I got from him was, let me say I'm in therapy to make myself look better.
Absolutely. Let
And
me
it
save
doesn't
it
make you look better.
for fuck Peter because I need to save my ass in about 30 minutes. Let me apologize to Peter who nobody
Yeah,
knows remembers. Like, come on. Come on.
bullshit.
Damage control. He's doing so much damage control. Where are the receipts for the therapy? How many sessions? One session does not count.
The 90-day trope of one session.
Holy, this he's unreal. The way he delivered it, dropped that bombshell on Charity was mind blowing.
It
Love the
wasn't
way
fair.
she handled it. but he literally just had diarrhea of the mouth and just kept going. Like it like never ended. It was like layers of him just going, literally telling this girl he doesn't know if he can be faithful. We're like an episode or two away from a proposal.
Yeah. If you don't think you can be faithful and that you literally say, it's hard, it'll be hard for me to be
Yep.
faithful,
Yep.
then you're, again, this is another person who's on the wrong show. Um,
That's what I was saying too, like with Braden, like how he did just enough to be memorable so he can move on to BIP. I feel like this guy was also doing just enough to maybe go on to BIP, but Charity was eating that shit up. Gobble gobble gobble. She ate that shit up, even though he told you straight up 3 weeks ago, don't know if I can be proposing to you in this amount of time. And didn't he express other doubts too when um uh man, what did he say? Brain fart. But he did. I remember he expressed it to her and she was taken aback because she was questioning him like, why are you here then if you don't
um,
be able to propose?
yeah, there was something he said last week. And I remember the face that she made was kind of like, what the
Yeah,
hell? But I can't remember what it is that she said.
yeah,
And I
there was,
literally just rewatched it again yesterday because my mom's behind. And I don't remember what it was that she said, but that he said. I
yeah.
don't even remember. Anyway,
But I feel like he's told her on at least two
multiple occasions.
occasions prior to this bombshell that he's having doubts and questioning whether or not he's just ready for everything.
The problem with Charity that I think that she kind of does admit is she feels like she needs to be a fixer. And the whole thing, like with, for example, Brayden, when he says, like, I don't know if I can get there at the end of this, but like, I need you to be patient with me. She let that go. And she
Yeah,
says, okay, yeah, even though the purpose of this show is, or this process is that you get engaged at the end of this.
exactly.
But Brayden was like, well, I don't know if I can get there. And she took that. And the same thing with Xavier. I don't know if I can get there. And she accepted that. Why are
Yeah.
you accepting that? It's
In some
confusing.
moments, she was very like, you know,
Hmm.
straightforward. She knew what she wanted. She was taking no bullshit. And then in other moments, she was accepting just anything, just to,
Exactly.
and it's
Just
so
to
that,
accept it.
yeah, just, I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
know.
really weird.
Um, so
Still like
Charity,
her.
I know I still like her.
Yeah,
She
I think
definitely
she
grew
did
on
a
me.
good job. Yeah, she grew on me too. She did a good job. And I
Yeah.
love the fact that even though that knitting dog was in the top three or top four or whatever, can we applaud that we had a lot of black people in the top
Yes.
four? Like
Yes.
and not the mixed blacks, okay? Got nothing against the mixed blacks. I am one of them. But yeah, come on, it just hits different when it's straight up blackety black and it's straight up dark chocolate. I'm
Yep.
here for it. Like
Yep.
I love it. I love it. See it all up on the main screens, all up in your face, all on ABC, City TV,
I will
City
say though,
Vancouver. Yes.
Michelle had more at the end than she had. All of her top four was men
Yeah,
of
but they're
color.
all like mixed things. They
Yeah,
weren't
but it's still men of color. Still men of
okay.
color.
We'll take it. We'll take what we can get. Okay,
Yes.
candy choosers. We'll take it. But I'm just saying, there's just something hit different. Well, I'm not, even though, again, the knitting dog, I thought he was kind of cute. He was good looking,
Not my type.
tall, dark, and handsome. I thought Aaron, not necessarily my type, but the tall, dark, and handsome, whatever. Dottie, eh. But you know what I'm
He's
saying?
real tall, dark.
Real. He's a real one. But just love that for her. Loved it.
It's different with Dawn for me because
Because
I
of
have
your
a I have a
personal
soft spot
history.
for African men. So
Yeah.
anyway, do you want to spice up your love life? Well, you can make that happen by going to Love Shop, where you can get sorts of different things, whether it's for both you and your partner or just for yourself. for solo play. You can get things, all types of vibrators, maybe more kinky type toys, or you can just buy what every person may need, like lingerie or protection, or even just something to make it a little more fun, like games or novelty things. You can do all of this by going to Love Shop, and you can use our unique coupon code REALITY2 to get 10% on anything your heart's desire. So that's loveshop.ca, loveshop.ca, and use our unique coupon code REALITY2. That's REALITEA and the number 2. So Charity's here. And with respect to Brayden, she says that she didn't like how he talked about their relationship. I think that's fair. She felt she was her authentic self with respect to him saying, I just wish you just were in the Bachelorette for like a minute.
I just
Anyways.
Charity and not the Bachelorette.
Right. Yeah. She says I probably gave him more grace than she should have.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Says that he stayed because he liked her, and wanted to get to know her. Okay, whatever you say. So Sean, this is where I said Sean just did it for me. I'm sorry, because like you're such a weirdo, dude. He actually says, "Can I come up there?"
Yeah, invited himself to the hot seat,
and I literally wrote down, and literally he didn't say anything of value. He just like, I have no questions. I have questions.
Yeah.
And, he says he thanks her for being, Bachelorette, and she made all of them better.
I hate when they say that. I want to know specifics as to how, because he's not the first idiot to say that shit.
No.
To whoever the lead was. They do it at almost every fucking reunion. She's made us all better, right, guys? Yuck, yuck, yuck. No, how? In what way? How?
Oh my god.
She's not a fucking therapist or.
Well, she is a speech pathologist, a speech therapist.
Yeah, but she didn't do no fucking sessions on these people. Like, this was a romantic adventure. This wasn't no fucking. I don't understand how. Please elaborate. You just want you and your butt chin to have more airtime. That's it. There's nothing there. No substance. He really
Prince
is a
Charming.
Ken. He really is a Ken. It's just
no. Brayden called it Prince Charming from Shrek 2.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. And that's what did it.
Now I can't unsee it.
No. Once it was said, couldn't unsee it.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesse says here, he's like, did you just invite yourself to the hot seat? He says, you have to be invited. So anyways, Tanner has no questions. He just wanted to build an organic relationship with her. So maybe that's why he approached things the way he did.
Sir.
So John, he basically says that he was surprised when he was eliminated. You were?
You. He's cute though.
He's cute.
He gives me like nerdy cute, like I don't know. I like him. I do like him. Yes. But sir, you did not connect with this woman.
No, of all the men that were left,
yeah,
who else was getting eliminated?
Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of surprised that Caleb didn't get more airtime.
Me too.
I'm actually really surprised at that. There was like no connection. Like he didn't get damn time of day from her. Nope. And I'm shocked by that because
he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. He seems like a big softie. Like even though he wrestles or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
like,
he's a wrestler.
He seems like he's a teddy bear inside. There's something about him that's intriguing. And I'm really surprised he wasn't at the forefront of this, whole thing.
Honestly, a lot of wrestlers are soft in the middle, really, truly. Yeah. So missed opportunity. Anyway. So John basically, he says he just wants to know why He was eliminated. Read the room, sir. That's why. What? She says, that's really tricky. But what she was looking for might not have been him. That's the nice way of saying I just wasn't that into you.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so
And that's
now,
cool to be asking people that in front of like everybody. I don't want to hear the
right?
answer to that. Fuck you. You eliminated me, deuces. I don't want to hear shit.
Lord. Now Xavier, he's back to the hot seat. And she says that it's hard to see him. She says she should have known how he felt a long time before. Yes, as we've kind of said in length now.
Yeah.
She,
She's been reading them comments on social media is what. Yeah.
mhm. She says, I don't think he saw a future with me. No,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or he
Well,
did
that's
not.
what he said. Sorry. This is what he said. He didn't know if he wanted a future with her. Remember? That's
Yes,
what he said weeks ago. He said he didn't know if he wanted it with her. Like, how does he know if he just wants to get
yes,
married, if
yes.
it's with her, if she's his person? Like, he was going down a fucking rabbit hole.
You never really know. But the fact that he is having all of these doubts,
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
like,
her.
yeah, he was saying with her specifically, it's
Yeah,
what he was getting at. It
yeah.
wasn't so much he was talking about the whole process of eventually, getting down on one knee in a few weeks. It was like how do I like is it her? Her? Like there was a lot of emphasis on is it her? And I was like,
It's probably not her.
you're not feeling her like that. Okay.
Um, or she said like he just didn't, you know, want to propose. He wasn't ready. I
Hmm.
think it's also that too. Then he comes to the hot seat and he basically says, guys, right off the bat, cheating is bad. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Um, and he says that he was ready to be with her where and when.
Right.
He said he just had the doubts in his head.
I mean, doubts aren't unreasonable to have, but
No,
the way that it was consuming him, it was like, sir, like,
this isn't it.
this is not for you. She is not for you. You are not ready because
Mm-mm.
you had cold feet before anything really even happened.
Yeah, you had your daytime part of your fantasy suite date, and you're like, this is opening my eyes. Like, I don't know, even
Yeah.
more. Marriage is a business, which sure to some extent, but I don't know. Anyway, she says, we were a week before a proposal. She says, if I knew, you probably wouldn't have made it as far as you did.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah. Um, she or he says, I don't want to, I don't think I want to have to create any questions or something like that. I think that's what I said. Then she talks about him saying, like, I love you when he did, as we've talked about. And she says it wasn't going to change anything, obviously.
Right,
Um, he just wanted her to know. Again, he says this to her now. Um, and she says, I asked what you needed from me in terms of feeling ready. And he just, you know, he wouldn't say anything. She said, like, was there a lack of validation? And he told her no at the time.
right,
So clearly that wasn't the case. He's been lying to her left, right, and center.
right.
And he says that, marriage, it scares him. So why you want to show about getting married?
Right.
Um,
Oh, wait, let me guess. He's one of those people who's never seen the show.
Probably. That's exactly it. Guess
Whose
what?
husband thought he'd be great for the show and signed him right on up.
Right. Dalton didn't know a thing about the show either, but he's like, okay, well,
Apparently, yeah.
according to him. Um, so he says, being with one person also scares him.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. It's good to know. He says, in general, there is a fear around marriage. So then you're clearly not as ready as your
Exactly.
sister wants us to all think, for
Exactly.
example. He says his goal was to not have sex with her. He said he just had to put that out there. And I'm like,
No,
I don't know about that.
no, not feeling it.
No, I literally said that that was his
Didn't
goal.
he still want to go to the fantasy
He
suites?
did. He
Like
said,
one more time.
we need to figure this out tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tonight. One more time tonight.
Which is like, okay, so you basically were trying to get on her pants.
Yeah, basically.
So
So you could know. He's trying to get a taste.
yeah, which is disgusting.
Which I love.
Um,
She was like, you don't need to go have sex with me to find out
yeah,
if we're good to go. No,
that's not going to determine whether or not we're good for each other.
exactly.
Um, he said he just wanted to listen to her. Shit.
Mhm.
He says he still has those feelings that he did back in Fiji in terms of still loving her, or whatever. Um, but he is now happy that he has closure.
Hmm, fantastic.
Cool, good for you. He says he has one more thing for her, and he gets up and he comes back with a fucking knitted rose. So I'm done.
That rose did not look like a fucking rose. Let me tell you that.
No,
It did
no.
not.
Oh, the fuck that shit. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
It looked off. It looked off.
Um, so not much more left. Basically, we see Captain Tom, who was on the 2-on-1 date, if you remember him, with the Gators. He's in the audience. I don't know
Oh,
why.
I didn't even notice.
You didn't see this? Yeah, he was in the audience. Jesse talked to him.
Oh,
Um, he doesn't he doesn't call Charity Charity. He called her Chastity,
oh no.
and she
What
corrected
an
him. Yeah, I guess you did.
Ooh,
Um, and Jesse says, like, if you would have given a rose to somebody, who would it have been? He said Sean.
Sean?
Sean. He said he would have given Sean the rose.
Why?
I don't know. He probably is the only one he remembered. I don't know. So very quickly, we have some returning bachelorettes coming to give her some words of wisdom. We see Trista, and I wrote down the seasons and the years that they were here. Season 1 for Trista, obviously, 2003.
Yeah.
Oy. And then
Yeah.
we have
You're
Desiree,
crazy.
who was season 9 in 2013. And we have Deanna, who was season 4, and she was in 2008. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
We've also
gold,
dated ourselves
we
because
up this
I've seen
did
all of them.
saw all those.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
So it's Golden Bachelor time. So we have Gary. He's 71.
I
And
thought
we
it was
see
Gary. So it's Gary.
it's Gary. I thought it
Okay.
was Jerry
The
too,
audience
but
was like, Jerry, Jerry. And I
I
was like, what?
know
What?
I was calling him Jerry too, but apparently it's Gary
Gary with a
with a
E-R-R.
G-E-R. That's not how my dad's name is Gary. That's not how he spells his name.
Isn't it G-A-R-Y?
Gary.
I can see that.
That's how my dad spells it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so he's 71 and we see him riding an ATV.
Mhm.
Get
He
it?
looks good for 71.
Yes, he does.
So myself.
So we find out that Jerry, he married his high school sweetheart in 1972.
Wow.
That is a year after my mother's birth. Um, shit. They were married for 43 years. So they
Wow.
had 2 daughters and they have 2 granddaughters. They both retired and they bought their dream home. And then she got sick. And she was diagnosed with a bacterial infection that infected her kidneys and her liver. and she only died a few days later. This is
Mhm.
when the tears started.
Yeah.
Um, she has been gone for 6 years, and now he's just trying to find the person that is going to, complete him now, that he
Yeah.
can spend time with now. He's not looking for what he had with his wife, because that, as he
It's
says,
still the
is
same
not
way.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so he kind of, I don't know if jokes, but he kind of says, well, I passed the STD test and the drug test.
He's a gem. I'm sorry.
I
Like,
love him.
he's amazing. Where did they find this guy?
I don't know where they did, but they need to keep doing it.
Yeah,
Wherever.
they're doing a great job so far. I hope he does
Yes,
not disappoint because right now I'm all in.
I'm
It's
all in.
personality, everything. It was so funny when Jesse was like, "You're trending on Twitter," and he was
If I
like,
knew what that meant,
"Yeah, if I knew what that meant, I'm sure I'd be thrilled." But
yeah, I love him.
he's
Um,
so cute. He's so cute. He's really good. In good
yes,
shape, hopefully
yes.
good health. Like he's good.
I think he looks better now than he did when he was younger.
Yeah, like
Like,
he's a golden stud muffin. He looks good.
yes,
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm surprised that I even have an interest in this because when I first
I
heard
wasn't interested
Golden
initially.
Bachelor, I was like, what is happening here? Like it gave me 90 days. You know how 90 days has like a s- they've done the most to capitalize off
And
this
yet
show.
they're still doing the most.
They're still doing the most, and I'm still here
I'm
holding
still
the
here
line.
for it.
I'm still here for every single one. And so I thought The Bachelor was trying to do something like that. You know, they got VIP, now they're doing this. And I'm like, oh my God, now they're catching the 90-day fever and they're going to be doing a whole bunch of these spin-off type shows.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
know what?
Bachelor has done a bunch of spin-off things as things that are kind of either didn't work out or they were like
Yeah,
one-offs
they
or
didn't
like whatever.
stick.
So
Yeah.
they're just now VIP's been very successful. And I guess hopefully Golden Bachelor will as well. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I predict, though, that the women will be just as catty and disgusting
Hmm.
as the young ones.
Yes.
I don't think there will be a damn difference. Obviously, there'll be a few, that are, obviously more mature.
Hmm.
But I think really the cattiness, I think it's going to be there.
I think you compare that we could see women that are like housewives type of
Yes,
idea.
yes,
So
absolutely housewives. And, I'm assuming they're all going to be seasons. Maybe a lot of them will have second marriages, third
yeah,
marriages,
yeah.
kids that are grown. So
Kids,
they,
yeah.
they should be more aligned and on the same page.
Hmm.
But, I still expect some drama, some housewife drama and
We
some
need
petty,
drama.
you know? Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see it. I'm definitely intrigued by this season. They did a good job with the lead.
they
Like,
did.
yeah,
They did.
he's yeah.
So we will expect to see Golden Bachelor in September sometime.
Yes, can't wait. When's VIP?
They haven't said. They just keep saying in the fall. So I don't know when it's coming.
In the fall of what year?
Fall of this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll
Well,
see.
for the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to air it together. If there's going to
Uh,
be an overlap between the two.
I hope so, because I'm not trying to, divide my time too much. Like I want to make sure I can see both. I'm sure they would organize it so we could see both. But
Yeah.
like if Bachelor was Monday, then VIP Tuesday. I think they've done that.
They
Done it
they
that way
usually
before.
do BIP 2 nights a week. So
Ooh,
maybe that's what they'll do. Is they'll just do one night and do Golden and this one together.
yeah.
Maybe that's what they'll do.
I mean, if we can make time for 90 days, we can make time for this. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't worry about us, ABC. We got it.
I'm covering five shows right now. 90 Day Fiance. I hate you guys.
Wow.
I
Wait, you're
hate you,
covering
Matt
the last
Sharp.
resort?
Hmm?
Are you covering last resort?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh boy.
Jeez. Okay. Last Resort just came out today. We're recording this the day it came out. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Mm,
that's basically it for that. Is this now we're going to talk about what's coming up on the finale real quick.
okay.
So I guess Aaron stays. because he like they kiss on the beach and
How
he's
did he weasel his way back onto this damn show?
I
I'm not
don't
getting Aaron
I don't
in the
get it.
credits.
No, because I think the problem is that she realizes she made a mistake by keeping Xavier. So now she feels like she needs to give him a chance.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like she's doing
I feel like if you're days away from a proposal or an episode away on our end,
on our
then
end, yeah.
listen here. This is just confusion.
You're
Why?
in love with two men, but only falling in love with him. He's
Exactly.
a step behind. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get why he's there. This has to be
I don't know. So
no, it doesn't
confused.
make sense. His existence doesn't make sense right now.
No.
I don't.
Um,
Let's say she chose Joey or whatever, then wouldn't he have in his mind, but you just accepted Aaron back like yesterday. So
yeah.
like am I
Well,
supposed to believe
either
that?
Joey or Dawn. If
Yeah, like
she picks either or either or, it doesn't matter.
yeah. Like were
They're
you not
both gonna be
sure about
like,
us or confident in us? You had to bring
yeah,
a man on. Like
yeah.
that's weird. That's
I don't
just
know.
weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to make up for Xavier. Like, absolutely.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, we see her asking her mom about her thoughts on stuff. I guess she, in a sense, wants her mom to pick for her
Right.
because her mom, like, literally says, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you who you should be picking. Like, you should be doing that on your own. And she literally says, but why? It's like, okay, your mom can't make the decision for you.
Exactly. Come on. You're a big girl, big kid now.
Yeah.
Happening.
Yeah. If you really need your mother to make a decision for you, then maybe you too are on the wrong show. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
understand.
it's one thing to trust your mom's opinion and want her
Yes.
opinion,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's your decision. Is your mom going to be sleeping with these guys? Like, be in a relationship? No, it's you at
No,
the end of
it's
the day.
you.
Like,
Exactly.
you have to be okay. Like, girl, somebody stop liking you. Like, get it
Yeah.
together.
It's like, but wait.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, as we've seen from the very beginning, we see her getting very emotional, borderline panic attack, and that's basically where it ends.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, we're done. So if you guys liked what you heard, please spread the love of reality tea times two with everyone in your life. Also, make sure you hit follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. You can also rate and review us on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We would greatly appreciate that. That helps with our growth, and we want to get into everybody's eardrums. So we would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're an avid YouTube user, you can listen to this podcast on YouTube at Reality T times two. If you want to connect with us, you can by either following us on Facebook, Instagram, or Threads at Reality T times two. If you want to email us, by all means, you definitely can. And you can email us at realityt times two at hotmail.com. We have a website where you can listen to all of these episodes, as well as get links to our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Unfortunately, guys, I can't get Threads. They haven't gone up at the times yet, but hopefully one day I can. But you can access the website at realityt times two.aludu.com. All of that information will be in our show notes. Well, that's it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye. Have you ever thought of starting your very own podcast? Doing the research, I found something that would have made editing easy and seamless and makes the podcasting experience just that much easier. And I am talking about Ludo. This is a podcast software that I use for our editing of our episodes. It is amazing. It is easy. You're also able to get help from doing chats and getting the information that maybe you just need a little more help with. They also have access to different articles that can also help you that have been just godsends for me. Also with the Ludo, you can create clips, you can do your ads, that's like this very one I'm doing right now, and you can create your trailer very seamlessly just by the clicks of buttons. You can also use a Ludo to publish your episodes just straight from the software. It's so easy. I highly recommend it. You can get access to a Ludo by using our unique link, which you can find on our show notes, just down there at the bottom at the show notes. And you can get access to an easy software